Hello, buddies. Welcome to Arvion, the place where global news, facts, hidden truths, military secrets, and the mysteries of technology are revealed. What if I told you that some of the deadliest weapons in today's world are not the ones you see in movies, but the ones governments barely admit exist? These are the weapons hidden in research labs, tested in restricted deserts, and whispered about in classified reports. Weapons so powerful, so terrifying that they blur the line between science and horror. Today we will explore the 10 scariest, secret, and deadliest weapons of the modern era. Make sure to stay till the very end because the last one is the ultimate nightmare for humanity. Weapon number 10, Railguns. Railguns are one of the most futuristic weapons on Earth. Instead of gunpowder, they use electromagnetic force to fire projectiles at hypersonic speeds. The US Navy has invested heavily in railgun research. Tests have shown slugs flying at Mach 7, 7 times the speed of sound. That means a piece of solid metal with no explosives can tear through warships and bunkers with unstoppable momentum. The beauty and terror of railguns is their cost effectiveness. A railgun slug costs just a few $1,000 compared to missiles that can cost millions. Imagine firing devastating shots endlessly at a fraction of the price. But here's the scariest part. You won't even hear it coming. At such speeds, there is no warning. By the time a target detects it, it's already been destroyed. Imagine a cannon that uses electricity instead of gunpowder. Effective range is reported at 200 to 250 kilometers. The impact energy of a single slug is around 32 megajoules, enough to obliterate a tank or pierce a ship. Weapon number 9, laser defense systems. For decades, lasers were only seen in science fiction. Today, they are being deployed in the real world. Countries like the US, China, and Israel are already testing laser-based defense systems on ships, aircraft, and ground vehicles. These systems can shoot down incoming missiles, drones, and even artillery shells instantly and silently. A focused laser beam can blind satellites, disable planes, or melt through armor in seconds. Unlike traditional weapons, lasers never run out of ammunition. As long as there's power, they can keep firing. That means infinite shots, with almost no cost per strike. The silent precision of lasers makes them terrifying. No explosions, no smoke, just a beam of light that destroys its target before anyone realizes what happened. Tests show it can destroy drones at ranges up to 2 kilometers within seconds. A laser shot costs less than $1 per firing compared to thousands for missiles. High-power lasers over 300 kilovolts are in development, enough to disable aircraft or missiles. Weapon number 8, hypersonic missiles. Missiles already changed warfare, but hypersonic missiles are rewriting the rules completely. These missiles travel at speeds above Mach 5, faster than any known defense system can handle. Russia has claimed to deploy the avant-garde hypersonic glide vehicle. China has tested its DFZF system. The US is racing to catch up. Traditional missile defense shields are useless against them. By the time radar picks them up, they're already closing in. What makes hypersonics scarier is their unpredictability. Unlike normal missiles that follow fixed paths, these can maneuver mid-flight, making interception almost impossible. If deployed in a conflict, hypersonic missiles could cripple cities and bases before a country even had time to react. Hypersonics travel at 6,000 to 12,000 kilometers per hour. China's DFZF glide vehicle can cover 2,000 kilometers in under 10 minutes. Existing missile defense systems like THAAD and Patriot cannot intercept at these speeds. Weapon number 7, microwave active denial system. This is a weapon that doesn't kill, but it feels like it could. The active denial system fires a beam of microwaves that penetrate the skin by just a fraction of a millimeter. Victims describe the sensation as standing inside an oven. It's an instant burning pain, forcing you to run away immediately. The weapon leaves no lasting marks, which is why the military calls it non-lethal crowd control. But imagine governments having the ability to scatter protests or control riots with invisible beams of unbearable heat. The ethical debate around this weapon is chilling. It doesn't kill, but it can make people obey through sheer agony. Weapon number 6, sonic weapons. Sound is something we take for granted, but when weaponized, it can be horrifying. Sonic weapons use powerful low frequency or high frequency sound waves to disable targets. Victims of sonic attacks report nausea, dizziness, headaches, and even damage to internal organs. Some researchers link mysterious cases like the Havana syndrome to possible sonic weapons. The terrifying thing is how invisible they are. There's no bullet, no bomb, just waves of sound that you can't block with walls or armor. Crowd control versions exist that can blast ear-splitting sound over a mile away. On the battlefield, stronger versions could confuse or disable entire squads without a single shot fired. Low-frequency, infrasound weapons under 20 Hz can induce nausea, panic, and disorientation. Weapon number 5, cluster munitions. Cluster munitions are bombs within bombs. When dropped, they split into dozens or even hundreds of smaller submunitions. These mini-bombs scatter over a massive area, devastating enemy troops, tanks, and infrastructure. But the true horror is what comes after. Many of these bomblets fail to explode right away. They lie hidden in soil, waiting for civilians, children, farmers, villagers to step on them years later. Even after wars end, cluster munitions keep killing. This is why over 100 countries have banned them. But some of the biggest militaries still keep them in stockpiles. Half of their danger comes from what happens years after they're used. A single cluster bomb can release 200 to 600 submunitions. Weapon number 4, cyber weapons. Not all wars are fought with steel and fire. Some are fought in silence with code. Cyber weapons are lines of malicious code capable of bringing entire nations to their knees. One famous example was Stuxnet, a cyber weapon discovered in 2010. It infiltrated Iran's nuclear facilities and secretly sabotaged their centrifuges, all without a single explosion. The scary part? Cyber attacks don't just hit military targets. They can shut down hospitals, power grids, airports, or banks. Unlike missiles, they leave no smoke trails, no obvious source. Cyber weapons are invisible, deniable, and could cripple modern society in hours. Attacks on Ukraine's power grid in 2015 left 230,000 people without electricity. 90+ nations are believed to have offensive cyber programs. Weapon number 3, Project Thor, rods from God. Imagine a weapon that doesn't need explosives or radiation, just giant metal rods, dropped from space at incredible speeds. This is the concept behind Project Thor, nicknamed rods from God. Tungsten rods, each the size of a telephone pole, would fall from orbit and strike with the force of a nuclear bomb. Unlike nukes, there's no fallout, no radiation, just pure kinetic destruction. It turns space into the ultimate high ground of warfare. If such weapons are ever deployed, they could destroy cities with no warning, and no defense would be possible. Tungsten rods are about 6 meters long and 30 centimeters wide, weighing 9 tons each. Hypothetically, a rod could penetrate hundreds of feet of rock or reinforced bunkers. Weapon number 2, bioweapons and genetic engineering. Bioweapons are among the scariest threats of our time. Viruses and bacteria can spread faster than missiles, killing millions before nations even realize they're under attack. Modern genetic engineering has made this threat even darker. It's now possible to design pathogens that spread faster, resist treatments, and target specific genetic groups. Imagine a virus engineered to infect silently for weeks, then activate all at once. The death toll would make nuclear war look small. This is why bioweapons are considered one of the biggest threats to humanity's survival. The 1918 Spanish flu killed an estimated 50 million people. Modern engineered bioweapons could be worse. Weapon number 1, nuclear arsenal. And finally, the deadliest weapon humanity has ever created, nuclear bombs. Since World War II, nukes have been the ultimate symbol of power and destruction. The Soviet Union once tested the Tsar Bomba the most powerful nuclear device ever detonated. The Tsar Bomba tested in 1961 yielded 50 megatons, about 3,800 times Hiroshima's bomb. But here's the dark truth: nuclear bombs today are even more powerful. Thousands of them still sit armed and ready across dozens of countries. Humanity is only one mistake, one miscalculation away from nuclear annihilation. It's the most terrifying reminder that our greatest enemy might be ourselves. These are the 10 scariest, secret, and deadliest weapons of the modern era. Weapons that can silence protests, flatten cities, and even wipe out humanity. Some are already in use, others remain hidden in secret facilities, and a few may never see the light of day. But one thing is clear: the line between science fiction and reality is fading fast. Innovation can bring progress, but it also gives us the power to end civilization itself. The question is, will humanity control these weapons, or will these weapons control humanity? This is Arvion. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Arvion. Thank you for watching.